So the snow is officially gone now and I can actually give you a proper update, but man, there's a lot of trails over here and I will show you that here in just a second. But as you can see behind me here, there's plenty of matted down grass and things that I need to rake out as well. But first, I need to try to flatten this ground back out. There's so many trails through here that I've got to do something to get that flat and try to get it back into shape here. So I'm gonna get out my roller today. I'm gonna see how that works out for me. This is still fairly soft, so I think I'm gonna be able to roll it down. There's been so many of you who have been talking about various different things to do with the moles and how to take care of them. I've tried so many different things in the past. I've tried smoke bombs, I've tried various different kinds of traps, the scissor kinds of traps. So right now I have no idea where the active trails are, and so what I need to do first is try to get this pushed down, and then hopefully I can figure out where there might be some active trails and then actually try to get those traps put back in there or whatever I'm going to try to use to do something about this, and we'll just see what happens. Right, so even after rolling, I'm still noticing a bunch of spots that I'm basically digging in with my heel. It just falls right through into tunnels that even after rolling, of course, you got a flat surface across there, but you're not compressing everything down in all those little areas. So I've never seen this kind of extensive damage, or at least not in my yard. I don't really plan to put a pre-emergent down in my backyard. I haven't done any pre-emergent back here for a very long time. If I do need to seed or overseed this, then I still have plenty of time to do that. So I'm gonna rake this out, give it a few days, maybe we get a little rain and I can kind of see if things are greening up, what might not be greening up, and then I can make a decision on some overseeding. So I want to show you a spot here underneath where I think things are going to be okay. You can see a lot of green coming back through this spot. Now compare that to like a spot like this where once you raked out all this dead stuff, I mean, there's not much left in there. So it'll be interesting to see, like I said, a lot of this stuff was damaged pretty bad, and there are some crowns left right there. There's a crown. So there's going to be, but remember this is tall fescue. It's not going to, do any crazy amount of spreading. Of course, these plants should come back and they should tiller out. I would certainly rather have it be much thicker this summer than have it be really thin and struggling, but we'll see. I mean, I got some time yet before I can make any decisions. And even here you can tell that there's quite a bit of thinning that has happened in that spot compared to, if you look right next to it, didn't have any snow mold on it, or any matting of any kind, basically. One other thing to note over here is just look at how dark this bluegrass is right now. It has really held its color. Like I said, there was more snow on here, so probably didn't get quite as much wind burn as some of the front, but it's really dark. So the other thing I can finally show you now as well is all of the bluegrass monostands over here and what they look like. You will see there's some snow mold here, but really it's pretty much just surface stuff. I don't see any major type of damage, but for most part, this looks like it's pretty much just on top of the surface here. So what you should be able to do is kind of come over here and we will bring a rake through this today, get that stuff off of there, and it should be okay. So with how much snow is over here, that's really not too bad in terms of how it looks. All right, so now I wait to see if any more tunnels show up, or I mean, hopefully maybe nothing will show up. But what I've learned over time though is you just got to roll with the punches. Of course, I could sit here and be as upset as I wanted to be, but it's not going to change anything at this point. Try to make the best decision possible after you see what's going on, and hopefully I don't see any more trails, and then I can just kind of go with this, make my plan, and figure it out. Just a couple days have passed now, and I guess this is kind of an update on an update, but I was just outside filming a couple of these shots here. I'd love to be doing all this talking portion out there too, so I could be showing you all of that firsthand, but the wind is absolutely crazy today, which is very typical of our spring. So I did get a bunch of shots to kind of update you now. The last couple days, it's been really warm here. It was 73 yesterday and sunny, beautiful weather, so I think hopefully this will show on camera, but even in the last 2 days, a lot of green up has happened here, and now the grass is kind of in for a bit of a change again as we go into the weekend, possibility of some rain, snow. What I did want to show you though was sort of an update on that greening, and number two was that I have not seen any more mole trails currently. Now that's not to say that they're gone or that I'm not going to see these again, but there was a lot of suggestions in the last video about tools that you can use. A lot of people asking me how to get rid of these things, and if I had a great answer for you, I would certainly share that, but I've been dealing with these for the past couple seasons, and now of course it's probably some of the worst damage that I've personally seen. But after that rolling, I've given it 2 days here to see if I found any trails, and I don't see anything currently. There's a couple different options for traps that I have tried. Those metal scissor types, I've tried smoke bombs, I've tried one right here that I have not opened yet actually, that I bought last year, that I was going to try this one as well, but I have to find some active tunnels first in order to really get a sense of where they're at, and if they never come back, that would be perfect too, so we'll see. The second thing was, I got a lot of questions as well about pre-emergence. Should you put them down now? Is it too early? I did just test the actual soil temperature here, and I'm just over 50, about 50.5. Now again, as I looked at my forecast, I'm not going on the upward trend anymore. I'm going on to a downward trend where lows are looking to get back into the 20s on a couple days, or hovering right around that 29, 30 degree mark. So I know the soil temp is going to go back down. And typically for us here, we don't really need to apply pre-emergent until early April time frame, somewhere around there, but every year is different, of course, according to the weather. So if you do happen to get something down now, it's not to say that that's going to be a bad thing, but also I think the trends are going in the opposite direction, so if you want to wait a little longer, that's going to be fine too. But make sure you get that product watered in, either by rain or by irrigation, and make sure that your soil can handle that. So if your soil is still really wet and saturated, I would not apply that yet until things dry out. So looking at these spots here a little closer, I do feel like there's actually some bare spots that are going to have to be fixed here, or possibly overseeded. So that will all be coming here in the spring. I'll let you know exactly how all of this method is going to work, how things are going to work out. But thanks so much for watching this video today. We'll see you next time.